The rights of Indigenous and LGBTQ+ people have long been ignored and marginalized by society. For too long, both groups have been subject to discrimination, violence, and oppression. However, in recent years, there has been a growing awareness and recognition of the intersection of Indigenous and LGBTQ+ rights. This intersection has been gaining more attention as activists and scholars alike have been pushing for greater visibility and recognition of these rights. When discussing the intersection of Indigenous and LGBTQ+ rights, it is important to recognize that both of these groups have unique experiences of oppression. For Indigenous people, this includes the experience of ongoing colonization and the displacement of their land and culture. For LGBTQ+ people, this includes a history of discrimination and exclusion from the mainstream. It is important to recognize that while both of these groups have experienced oppression, the experience of one does not negate the experience of the other. The intersection of Indigenous and LGBTQ+ rights is an important topic to explore as it can help to bring awareness to the struggles of both groups and provide a platform for advocacy and support. One area where the intersection of these two groups' rights is particularly significant is in the area of healthcare. Indigenous people often face disparities in access to healthcare and face discrimination in healthcare settings. For LGBTQ+ people, access to healthcare is often limited and they face discrimination in many healthcare settings. This intersection of rights is especially important in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, as both groups are disproportionately affected by the virus. In addition to healthcare, there are other areas where the rights of Indigenous and LGBTQ+ people intersect. For example, both groups experience disproportionate rates of poverty, homelessness, and incarceration. They are also both at greater risk of experiencing violence and discrimination, which can be further compounded when they are members of both communities. The intersection of Indigenous and LGBTQ+ rights has become a more prominent issue in recent years. Organizations such as the National Indigenous Gay and Lesbian Health Alliance, NIGLHA, have been advocating for the rights of both groups. NIGLHA works to improve access to healthcare and other services for Indigenous and LGBTQ+ people, as well as providing education and resources to empower both groups. The intersection of Indigenous and LGBTQ+ rights is an important issue that must not be overlooked. It is essential that both communities are supported and that their rights are protected. By recognizing and advocating for the rights of both groups, we can create a more inclusive and equal society for all.